It is the best show in town. It is the best LGBTQI issue. So darling, why haven't you subscribed? Monday to Thursday, bringing you breaking news Wahala. On Friday, sex, education. And Saturday, burning questions. You know, all those questions you've been thinking of asking. Saturday is the day for you, darling. Ask your questions about religion, your questions about what you want to know about us, your question about anything. You can access anything on Saturdays doing burning questions. And you know one thing, you could to be the lucky winner to win our giveaways on Saturdays. And on Sundays, to crown it all, we have the market woman and shade girl. So darling, why do you want to miss out on all these interesting things? Help this channel by clicking the subscribe button.
It's your best and favorite program, basically the best in the world, hotter than the hottest, better than the baddest, more educative than anything in the entire planet. We are the best of the best, and there's no doubt that we are still unstoppable. We still remain undefeated as the only and the best talk show in Nigeria. Basically, the entire Africa said. Welcome to Breaking News Wahala, and I remain your host, Marvelous Achafu Kelechi. And I'm always joined by Chimereze Henry Aunaya in our Toronto studios in Canada. Welcome, Chimereze. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Mr. Chaffo. I am doing fantabulously. I am doing okay. And how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you very much. And
it's
today
good to see you. It's good to see you with your glasses.
Thank you very much. It's good to also see you too, without your glasses. So, and today on Breaking News Wahala, it's a very, very sad note for us. So there's been a video trending. I'm sure most of you must have seen it. The video that's been trending about a particular friend that rolled a calabash, literally this calabash over the head of his friend, and the person ended up dying. So basically what he used for ritual, and there was a caption. He actually was caught on camera, so it was recorded, and then it showed when the guy actually died, when the sister was crying, shedding tears, and they were saying, don't trust your friends, be careful of your friends, their friends are dangerous, this and that. We'll play the video obviously, but this has brought in a whole new conversation. First, because people are saying that reports, underground reports that this guy is actually a community member, and that's why a lot of community members actually have seen this video. Actually, community members that haven't seen this video, I probably wonder where you are. So they said the reason what made this circulate more was because it was a community member, and some are saying it just calls for a new conversation about, because we've had conversations once or twice about Yahoo, and the fact that this Yahoo thing is becoming an epidemic. That's the right word in the LGBTI community. Not only is the fact that a lot of community members are doing it, but they're also going the extra mile of also trying to use fellow community members for their what's the word? Is it their dubious or their ritualistic acts, sleeping with them, some people using one handkerchief to clean their sperm, all sorts of things. We're going to talk about it, just unpack everything for the second time in a row. But first, guys, just watch the video to know what we're talking about. So now that you guys have seen the video and have seen what is actually making us talk about this conversation, so we're going to be unpacking it all, talking about the LGBTI community members that are doing Yahoo these days, their method of doing Yahoo, the way they're almost trying to choke us. And I would like to go with me first, because it's Nigerian news. First of all, it's becoming a lot of youth's life, a lot of community members' life is becoming destroyed because of this Yahoo. We're in an epidemic. We're having an epidemic in these days where what everybody now cares about is money. How much money you have. The fact that you can speak now is how much money you have. The way people place you in society now is how much money you have. It has now led a lot of community members now to think how to make this money in different ways. and going into Yahoo. And let's now break down this Yahoo thing. A lot of people parade themselves as Yahoo boys in this community, but we know them, they are not Yahoo boys. They are pure ritualists, evil people, bloodsuckers, sons and daughters for the BTN, they like to call themselves girls, sons and daughters of Ismail, evil, daughters of Medusa, cousins of Hades, taking community members to their early grave. That's who they have become. That's who they have basically become. How many of the stories should I talk about? Some of them basically play themselves as Yahoo boys. If you give them a laptop, they don't know what caps lock is. They can't construct a simple sentence. Is MAGA still even pay? But they call themselves Yahoo boys or Yahoo girls when they basically know nothing about Yahoo. But what they do is basically ritualism, taking destinies of LGBTI community members, basically making our LGBTI boys and girls useless. A fellow Yahoo guy told me that same thing too. He said, "My brothers, if I give you spiritual eyes to see most of these LGBTI community members, see them spiritually, you see that most of them, they are walking corpse. Their glory has been taken. Basically just useless, walking corpse. Are we going to continue to go like this?" I don't know who we've actually even battled this one, because now I know, unlike keto cases that we actually call on the NGOs. So I don't know who to call on. Should we call on God, or should we start doing spiritual crusades to help the LGBTI community? We need to start getting careful. We need to start knowing what we are doing. And these days, like, it seems like this video shows is an eye-opener for us. That is, sometimes the enemy, the danger is closer to home. Probably our friends, after our lives, trying to take away our destiny, trying to destroy us. We don't want to bring out somebody. The friends that we carry, they love us. Our friendship goes. When they are looking for who to first kill, it's we that they will point at to first kill, to use for that their ritual, to use to make their words. Their words that cannot make them, that they will not last in this world. Basically, they are just going to die like a chicken that they are. No, it calls for real concern. It calls for real conversation. We need to start having this deep conversation. Basically, everywhere now, what you see now, Yahoo, ritualism, people taking women, people's pints, using their pints for ritual, using their menstruation pad, using their boxers, using their shirts. Some even I heard one that the person said that if you come in, if he sleeps you with condom, once you really want to pull off the condom, and when he pulls the condom, he does as if he goes to throw it away, but he doesn't throw it away, he keeps it to give to his ritualist Baba. Is this how we continue to go in the LGBTI community? We need to start discussing a way forward. We need to start making the thing in the board before it becomes something else, whereby most of us will now become walking cops. Our glory has been taken. We don't basically have anything else to do again with our lives. That's why I said I don't know what needs to be done. Maybe a spiritual crusade, maybe a turnaround. Maybe, first of all, we first need to start with identifying these people. We need to first identify who they are. We know these people. Some of us will know them, but we decide to shield them. Some they have used money to even cover some people's eyes. They will not say the truth again. We need to start identifying them and naming and shaming them. Because our people can continue to die like this. Our people can continue to be useless. Our people can continue to lose their lives, all in the name of friendship, all in the name of because one useless and greedy person wants to make it rich by all this, wants to become the next Dangote by doing Yahoo or by being a ritualist. Is that how it works? Bloodsuckers and evil people. If you want to do Yahoo, use your penis. If you want to do Yahoo, cut off your breasts and use it. Cut off your nipples and use it. If you want to do Yahoo, maybe use your tongue. If you want to do Yahoo, use your fingers. Or if you are a PTM, use your ass. Go and donate your ass to the devil to give you riches. Not our fellow community member trying to cut short their life, trying to destroy their life. No, that can't be allowed to stand. Users. Please just continue, Jerry. Just have the floor and just, what do you feel about it? What are your thoughts on those videos?
Honestly, I do not believe in fetish, spirituality, in voodoo, in ritual. Is it not still the same Benin idol they kept in England Museum? Is it not still the same Ogu's head lying in British Museum? Let's just be realistic to ourselves. If they were gods with power, the white men wouldn't have been able to carry them and lock them up in glasses for people to be viewing in museum. That is my first point. Am I saying there is no spirituality? Yes, there is spirituality. The law of karma, what goes around comes around. Yes, I believe in the law of karma. Secondly, I feel now that the internet has a sensation of saying this is what happened and this is the result, and match two videos together. Who verified the death certificate of this young man? Nobody. The internet did. Who carried out an autopsy on this body? Nobody did. The internet did. I feel people should start taking one responsibility. When somebody is accused of something, for example, the said girl in the video says that is her brother. What did the family take? Has the family taken a legal action concerning the death of their brother? Has the family taken a step to carry out an autopsy for the one they love? These are questions that need answers. Because at the time you carry out an autopsy and you begin to see the death, the result of the death that happens, then we can begin to know if this is a trend in the community or if this is actually ritual. We can't just label everything ritual because somebody feels and saw some certain
So you
videos and
don't
says
believe
this
in
is
that video?
ritual. I don't believe that pot carried around made that boy to die. That is my
That
point.
be, then that means
I'm
okay,
saying
let me
they
let
could
you
have
learn.
been,
Let me let you learn.
they could be on underlying health issues with that boy that we are not aware of. It could be that boy had a cardiac arrest we did not know. It could be a coincidence, so many things. But the only thing that can give us the true result is an autopsy result, right? That is what I'm saying. I feel our community needs to start taking responsibility. If you accuse someone of something, let an autopsy be carried out because that boy who was doing that who could be innocent. I know people will not agree. He could be innocent. It could be that he was playing with his friend. I'm going to call that our father. But it could be that he was no on a
Don't cut
serious
it
note. It
out.
could be they could be have been
Editing
doing.
here. Don't cut it out. Ah.
They could they could have been doing a comedy skit. Who knows? It could sometimes me and my friend, like the last comedy skit we did a comedy skit, right, where we played babalawo and other things, and somebody could see that video and maybe something happens to them and just and say, hey, this is what happened. But it could be they could be innocently doing a comedy skit or trying to prank him. And in America, people prank people a lot and do horrific things. So I'm not saying or that other side of thought should be totally erased. But I'm saying that we should come to a point in Africa where we take responsibilities, where we look at science. Science has given us answers to certain things. When there was yellow fever, we were saying, the oracles are angry until the doctors came and told us it was yellow fever that was killing the smallpox was killing. So I feel in Africa we should come to a point where we say somebody died, we understand, but let an autopsy be carried out. My uncle who passed on this year, an autopsy was carried out. And when the autopsy came out, it says he had cardiac arrest. But meanwhile, rumors were running out. It is a spiritual. Pastors were praying. I saw your brother. I saw your brother-in-law. I saw them. They went to do things. But autopsy came out. It was cardiac arrest. So I think it is high time we turn to science because science indeed is the evidence of answers. Most cases to life issues. Over to you, Mr. Achafo.
So I look at Chimereze and I almost even want to burst into laughter because Chimereze, maybe because he's trying to show us his comedian side in him, or trying to, maybe he thought that this was Night of a Thousand Laugh, but he actually forgot that this is True Talk Breaking His Wahala. So Chimereze, maybe you forgot that this is not AY Life, Night of a Thousand Laugh, because all you said was basically what I would classify almost like a joke, a comedy skit.
You can call it a joke, but I have a valid point. Was an autopsy carried out?
That's why I said that. No problem. That's why I
Was
said that.
an
So you
autopsy carried out? No.
calm down. That's why I said that. Calm down. I like you, learn. So that's why I said you can call it a comedy skit because I told you, I said you're a comedian too. So probably you decided to show your comedic side today. You forgot that this is not AY Life or Night of a Thousand Laugh. You forgot that this is Kiwi Talk Breaking His Wahala, and this is a Nigerian mentality, that Nigerian voodoo or black magic, as they will call it, even witchcraft, even in the UK. If you go and look at it, different countries in the world, from UK to Netherlands to even the US, witchcraft used to be a big thing in the past. It's now that people have, witchcraft, sometimes you need to study, you need to get indebted
That's
before
very
witchcraft
true.
was
When we talk about witchcraft, sorry to
Can you
interject.
I see that
Sorry to interject, but I have to speak on the point. When you come to witchcraft, part of this witchcraft that were conducted in the European countries, after investigation was discovered that they were killed by the witch doctor, either through poisoning or assassination, which we have seen. That is why even in situation we see the FBI carry investigation and they find out that this is not voodoo, this is actually a targeted killing. So that's my point. My point. I'm not saying voodoo. There is no voodoo. But what I'm saying is that even in the place where we feel there is voodoo, but people could go to the extent of actually doing something to kill someone. But okay, let me just hit the nail on the head. That boy may have not died from voodoo. That was what I said. But at the same time, I was not disputing that argument. That friend might have poisoned him to death. That is my point, Mr. Chafo. My point is that the voodoo, the spirituality is not what killed him. There could be something that we don't know on a hidden, tale between that death or behind that death, rather. Over to you, Mr. Chafo.
like I said earlier, maybe Chimereze forgot that he thought that it was night of 1,000 laughs, but he forgot that this is breaking news wahala. This is where we lay it bare to the facts, we lay it bare to the truth, we speak it as it is. And speaking it as it is also based on the fact that voodoo, black magic is evil. It's upon us. In 24th of November, 1981, was one of the most comical days in the history of probably the whole world, because that was the trial of Anne Trey Johnson, the first person to be tried on murder based on demonic possession. He was to be put on trial. It was funny to the court. Imagine yourself to be a lawyer. I'm sure a lawyer should watch your door. Just imagine you come to a courtroom and hear that the first person they want to try somebody and he committed murder based on demonic possession. I'm sure you might have said this is the most foolish thing on earth. This is just somebody.
And tell me, where was that case?
That was in USA, United States.
Go on with the event. Okay. Carry on.
So it sounded like a comedy, like a joke. If you want to watch it, it was even based on the movie of Conjuring Thing. Those that have seen Conjuring Thing will know what I'm talking about. The young boy that, if you have watched Conjuring, all the movie Conjuring, the movie is based on Ed and Lauren Warren. It's based on true life events, horrific and demonic events. So any movie produced that made on Lauren and Ed and Lauren Warren, Ed Lauren and Warren Lauren, is based on true life demonic events. And this is whether I like it or not, because of how good they were and how they were able to expose demonic events. They were the only people that didn't go to a Catholic school, but they were given, there's a word that this Catholic give them, you that can perform exorcism. They were given a certificate that they could perform exorcism in this thing. It was a word they give them. I've forgotten that title. That was how good they were. That was when I truly knew that evil was real. There are many instances I've encountered close with evil that I know that evil is real. We can talk about that in another episode, but talk about the diabolic things and on Q talk. We need to start having different conversations like this. But on this episode, I'll just try to show you that evil is real. Anywhere in the world, they will tell you. Ed and Lauren Warren, the lawyers at first, the lawyers that wanted to defend the guy, the female lawyer, had to tell Ed and Lauren Warren that they're taking her for a joke. What kind of madness is this? And they told her, they said that if we show you enough evidence, would you please pick up this case? Will you save the life of this? And she said, okay. She said, shock me. Because the lady was one of the hardest lawyers, one of the strongest lawyers of US. I can't remember her name too. But when they showed her enough evidence, she was one that came to court and said, my honor, I would like to defend this guy, Annie Chevin Johnson, based that he committed murder based on demonic possession. That's how much, if you see the truth, that's how much you can. Let's not pray to encounter evil. It's not a very pleasant experience. People that have encountered it, they will tell you how evil can be. They have not encountered the devil himself, but just demons and just his minions, his agents. Those that have encountered it, they will tell you.
Like I said, like I said, I do not believe in those things. I believe that even in spirituality, there is a form of physicality in spirituality. Like the Bible says, the spiritual controls the physical. So what I'm saying and the point I was trying to drive through is that even in spirituality, there is still an underlying hidden event. So, for example, if you wanted to do a sacrifice of what sort? Yes, you could do the sacrifice, but the killing is done physically, not spiritual. So that's what I'm saying. Even though that the voodoo, like I said before, maybe you weren't listening, the voodoo was done. I'm saying there is still a physical evidence that is missing in this video. And half of the time, there is always. I don't know about this case you're talking about. So it could be in the US. So it could be murder based on
It was in the
possession.
US,
But
and it was a murder
this
based
one
on.
is in Nigeria, and I said was an
How does it make
autopsy.
it different? There are more diabolical things in Nigeria than in the US. In fact, we invented some of people
Why it
still are talking
makes it
about it.
different? Why it makes it different is because I've been asking one question, which I have said over more than 3 times. Was an autopsy carried out? That's all I'm asking. If an
Are you to your
autopsy was
final
carried
submission? Your
out,
final submission, so I just make it
yes,
clear.
my final submission. If an autopsy was carried out and it shows that this person died of a natural cause, and then we can then say yes. And that is when it will even make it more believable, it will make it more clear. So that's all I'm saying. If it autopsy, nothing, medical, everything, then we are like, oh my God, then that means voodoo is real. It's just like the same way they say there is miracle.
Mm.
Miracle only happens when the pastor from Lagos goes to Port Harcourt and the madman is all the way in Owerri. The madmen that have been in Port Harcourt, none of them will receive sense. So the ones in his church rocking up and down every Sunday, none of them. It is the one from Owerri that will not be certain. I have sense. I am healed. 40 years of madness, gone. Those days are gone. Now science can depict the truth. And anybody that is afraid of science is intentionally lying.
Thank you, Chimeze, for that fantastic ending. Now, with my own final submission, Chimeze spoke fantastically well, and I'm happy that Kiwi Talk is living up to his name these days, where we speak the truth, unbiased, unabashed, and unrelenting. And that's what Chimeze did very impressively today. My own final submission with this: evil is real, whether you like it or not. Just indeed, my final words: because you do not believe in arm robbers, or because you have not been attacked by arm robbers, because you've never had a confrontation with them, does not mean that arm robbers are not real. You can decide to open your door wide open. Open your door, even put a stone to wedge it so that the thing can show wide open. Because I've never been attacked by arm, I don't believe in arm robbers. They are not arm robbers. There are no arm robbers in this world. Arm robbers are lies. Arm robbers are fake. You can decide to do it. Open your doors wide open. You might get lucky. Arm robbers might see it and be there. This guy must be so bold for him to open his door. He probably has a double-barreled gun in his house with 21 grenades. He might probably blow our eyes up. Let's just think he must be mad. Because anybody that has valuables will not leave his door wide open. So he must probably have something that is protecting. So arm robbers might decide to ignore and not pay you a visit. So one day, you might get so unlucky that those arm robbers might actually not pay you a visit. And it will be more bad for you than for other people, because you never believed in these arm robbers. You never believed they existed. You always believed that they were things of, they were fairy tales, just like in the fairy land. And it might be so bad, because you say when you do not expect something and it comes, it hits harder. And that's been our offering for Breaking News Wahala for this episode. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment as usual. So say your thoughts, what you feel about this, just say your mind. On this show, we keep it unbiased, unabashed, and we're always unrelenting. And we will be dropping it hot for you every day. Anytime we come on your screen, know that you are going to get it hot. Our opinions are top notch, the best in the world. Even CNN, they learn from Till next episode, see you guys later. Peace out.